So we have a scratch of... It's a grouper. For a 3-meter rod, I use... Oh, in the rocks. In the rocks. Rocky bottom. The more it affects the action of the jig. Short leader will fail. 0.57. The harder, the better. This is why I love this leader, bro. Guys, today we are going to talk about something really important. About the final link between us and the fish, the leader. Do you know that there are several small parameters that really makes the difference? Let's see them. During dull days, strong colors like this full glow needle jig are excellent choices. After the cast, I wait for my jig to reach the bottom. God, I love winter. In Greece, winter is not as harsh, and this makes shore jigging a very pleasant way to target big fish.
I don't know how many years that I have.
Yes. Okay. Okay. Bro, it's a big fish and got me on the drop. Maybe not, hopefully not a tuna.
Looks like a knife. Looks like a bit an amberjack.
Yeah, but
No, to me it's an amberjack.
very far in mid waters. Shit, eh? It is. Not on the... Oh, I can feel it. No, the rocks. No, on the in the rocks.
Wait.
Now I cannot press, bro. I felt the rocks, huh?
Don't press. Do like this. Goes in the...
Yes. Let it.
Goes in the distance.
It is an amberjack. Oh shit. No. Oh, it's again on the rocks. No. Come on. Yes. For one more time, the leader touches the rocks. Ah!
Take your time. And when you are ready, just keep it.
Oh,
Is that nice? Yeah?
yes. Whoa. I'm relatively high with damaged leader, so the hard work must be done by my friend. Very nice fish. Oh, bro. You think you can?
Bro,
Look the mahi behind it. The mahi. A big mahi behind it. Yes. I cannot see anything. Whoa. Thank you.
Oh, you're welcome.
On the fall, eh? On the fall.
Then?
One. Yes. Yeah! Yes. Oh, look. Mwah. Whoa!
Good job.
How crazy was that, eh? Ah! So we have a scratch of 40 centimeters, no more. All this is scratched. More than probably more than half a meter. And it continues here even more, as you can see. But thanks God, fluorocarbon, super hard fluorocarbon, is made to be able to withstand such touching on the rocks. Usually I prefer to have a leader same length as my rod. So let's say for a 3-meter rod I use a 3 meter of leader. And yes, that sounds a bit long, but it's usually it's exactly what you need. So a 3-meter leader, when you are ready to cast, my knot is passing from the guides. This is why I'm using a PR knot. Find the link of how I do the leader to braid knot up here. And when I'm at the casting, my knot is usually close to the shooting guide. A bit up or a bit down, that depends on the drop that you have before you make the cast. So then we have to talk about the combination of braid and fluorocarbon leader, and I'm talking about the thickness. So what I do is in short jigging for a PE2 I prefer to combine it with a 0.40 up to maximum a 0.50 leader. For a PE 2.5 braid I prefer to use it with a 0.45 up to a 0.55 fluorocarbon leader. A PE3 braid I prefer to use it with a minimum 0.50 millimeter fluorocarbon leader up to 0.67 maximum 0.70 leader, but I prefer to use it around 0.60. That's my main choice. And for a P4 braid, well, you can start from a 0.57 leader and go up to a 0.80 easily. In general, these combinations are ideal and they produce a very powerful knot, not very thick and suitable for most situations, rods and lures. You never stop betting on a winning horse. Full glow again. Let's try 100 grams with more adequate rod this time, to be sure. Scared from the previous amberjack, I decided to use the 8 setup. And on the previous cast, I had a failed strike.
That side is fucked up.
No. Okay. No!
Sorry, in the next.
The strike felt like a snapper, and when there are snappers around, I get very excited. The problem is that from this side, the bottom comes from 30 meters up to 10 meters as a wall and far from the shore, so it is extremely dangerous in the case you get a big fish. Also, the rocks are very sharp. On such occasions, I can only rely on the resistance of the hard fluorocarbon. There is nothing else I can do. Also, these are the only times that I hope for a medium-sized fish and not a big one. But sometimes... It is a shame that many anglers do not pay appropriate attention to the leader. Some use the same leader for more than 1 day, and others use as short as possible. I don't know what to do to explain you the importance of a good and long leader. Personally, I always change my leader in every fishing and sometimes even during a long fishing day. What are you doing with your leader? Do you take it seriously? Please comment now.
Always tight or something. Will not happen.
Now it's cold, huh?
Yeah. Bro, and if the bottom is good for Dentex,
Hmm.
we could have, we can have a chance to get a strike in a full day, yeah?
Yes, yes, yes. Okay, okay. Ah, that's a nice one. Ah. Okay. But I'm bringing it from the very bad place, bro.
This is a very big snapper and I try with full drag to lift it and avoid the wall that lies in front of me. Let's see.
Oh, in the rocks. In the rocks. Exactly in the rocks, eh?
I can see.
And
The problem with the big snappers is that you can't lift them in a short time.
maybe an Dentex, eh?
I can feel the scratching on the rocks, but I'm not sure if it is my braid or my leader because the
Yes.
fish is still very low.
I'm ready, yeah? Take your time.
Oh, ah, cut me!
Unfortunately, it was the braid that was touching the rocks.
Sometimes luck is what all it takes to get the fish out, because even if you're with a P4, a 60 liter and a powerful rod, if the fish manage to go in very rough bottom, doesn't matter. Guys, if you enjoy my videos, then give this poor bald guy a subscription. Making these videos takes huge amount of time because I do them by myself. So the least you can do to support me is hit the subscribe button, and if you are in a good mood, share my video. Lots of love from your Greek guy. Let's continue. But guys, keep in mind that the thicker your fluorocarbon is, the less bites you usually get. Why? Not because the fish actually see the leader, because the action is so fast that usually they don't. But the thicker the fluorocarbon is, the more it affects the action of the jig. So yes, if you use the thinner possible leader at the combinations I suggested for the braids, you will get more bites. But you will also, the big fish, you might lose them. A thicker fluorocarbon is way more scratch resistant than a thinner one. And God knows how many times I have paid the price. So this is a compromise that you have to accept if you want to use a thinner fluorocarbon leader, guys. The price to pay. More strikes and lose the big one. Less strikes but get them all out. There are no guarantees, guys. It's up to you. You will hear a lot of different opinions about soft or hard fluorocarbon leader in short jigging. I definitely prefer hard, super hard fluorocarbon leader. The harder, the better. I tried through the years soft, semi-soft, hard, and now I feel way more comfortable to use hard or super hard fluorocarbon leader because first of all the truth is that soft fluorocarbon gives better action to the jig. We cannot argue about that, but big fish run to the rocks. But hard fluorocarbon leader is ideal for rough rocky bottoms. Having said that, soft fluorocarbon leaders usually provide a much efficient knot braid to leader, while hard fluorocarbon leaders are usually more dry, so you have to make a more careful knot. Still, I prefer hard or super hard fluorocarbon leaders exactly for this reason, that they can resist a very strong heat on the rocks. Soft fluorocarbon leaders, they will get destroyed on the rocks. And what I prefer is to ensure that I will get the fish out no matter what. So if you know the place that you are going to fish, if you know that it's an easy place, not very rough bottom and not many cliffs or high rocks, just a convenient bottom, you can use the lighter leader. That's a good idea. But if you know that the bottom is hard, or you have in front of you a rocky balcony, or things that really makes your life hard and make you feel very uncomfortable, I suggest to use the higher possible fluorocarbon leader, or at least something in the middle. Better be sure than sorry. Another reason that I don't like soft fluorocarbon leaders is that they have elasticity. And if they are fluorocarbon, since they are soft, they can have up to 10, 12 or even 15% of elasticity. That means that for each meter you have 15 centimeters of elasticity. So do the math for the 3 meters. And what sometimes we don't keep in our heads is that when you cast and you go down, your braid, especially in the beginning, is like this. Is not exactly following your jig. Elasticity is the least you need when you jig, because you lose action of the jig. Because you have the curve that you have to make straight, and you have also the elasticity of your leader. No, at least this is my opinion, guys. No. Instead of using a soft fluorocarbon leader, you can use a super hard fluorocarbon leader, thinner. Because a soft fluorocarbon leader might affect less your jig, but you need thicker. So just use a super hard, a bit thinner than you usually would for a soft fluorocarbon leader.
This area looks very dangerous. You can see the rocks in front of me. Sounds crazy to try to fish here. But fish love dangerous places. So I will walk my deep walker near the rocks in front of me. Let's see what happens. I try to keep the fish as high as possible from the rocks, but
Not in the rocks, come on.
well, it's normal, eh? In such cases, a long leader is our savior. A short leader will fail. So from what we can understand, the long leader is just to keep our braid far away from the rocks. Because even if our braid is abrasion resistant,
Yes.
how much abrasion resistant can a braid be? No, with strong tension, any braid breaks on the rocks.
Another factor that can judge the fluorocarbon leader we are going to use is the species themselves. If you are going to target, let's say, albacores or bonitos, and you fish in midwaters, then you can use the thinner fluorocarbon leader you can use because there is no reason they will never go on the rocks. And especially if you fish high or midwaters, not many other species might attack there, especially in very deep waters. There is always the risk of an amberjack or a big snapper that will come up, because even in 30 meters a snapper can go up to 15 to get your jig. But as a principle, if you target and you get bonitos and albacores, you don't need a thick fluorocarbon leader. On the other hand, when you target amberjacks and snappers, you don't need the thinner fluorocarbon leader. No, you need one of the medium or highest level that I earlier mentioned. Okay.
If you target pelagic species like albacores and bonitos, the chances to run to the rocks are extremely low.
What did I say? That albacores won't go to the rocks. Crazy.
For one more time, the long leader here saved the day. Just watch and you will understand.
Okay. No! Come on! It was look okay, but come on! Okay. Oh, in the rock! Now it gets out.
No soft or short fluorocarbon leader had a chance here.
Oh, it's in the rocks, bro. It will cut me. Whoa. I'm in the rocks completely. I can feel it has come like that.
Can you come a bit higher?
Wait, oh.
Don't force it too much.
No, I lift it.
Okay.
But I'm not aware of the damage.
I know that my leader is heavily damaged, but in such a bottom, I have no other option than pull. Pull and pull strong and fast.
And it was not alone, huh? Maybe a grouper? Or a dented? It's a grouper.
Guys, thank you very much for being with me today, and I hope you like the content of this video. If you would like another technical video, simply comment what would it be, and I'll try to make it happen.
This is why I love this leader, bro. This is why I love. Look the leader. Look. This is the best example.
Please don't forget to subscribe. Thank you very much, guys.